City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.
Tēnā koutou katoa tonight on City News. Speed limits are to be reduced on a number of local roads this month in a bid to improve public safety. Crankworks Rotorua has gone live online and Mayor Steve Chadwick and Rotorua MP Todd McClay show their stuff at the Central Bay Softball's Have a Go Day. Speed limits are to be reduced on a number of local roads this month in a bid to improve public safety. Speed along Fenton Street will be reduced by 10 kilometres to 50 kilometres and Hamurana Road reducing by 20 to 80 kilometres per hour. The biggest drops in speed will occur along Tarawera Road, Otaramarae Road and Wharenui Road, which have limits cut in half to 50 kilometres an hour. Sergeant Pauline Jones of Rotorua Police says they're overall happy with the speed reduction, especially a permanent limit being set in the Hemo Gorge.
The Hemo Gorge run, we certainly had an input for that. I don't know if you're aware, but Hemo Gorge features in the top 10 most unsafe intersections in New Zealand. So for us, coming from the open speed through to the city, hitting that intersection, it's a concern for us. So we did speak to council in regards to dropping that, which they did temporarily, which was really good for us.
Okay. So these are welcome changes?
Absolutely.
And Sergeant Jones says locals should also be mindful of new blood alcohol limits coming into effect this Christmas. She says from the first day of December, legal limits are going to be reduced.
These commence on the 1st of December, and for that, the levels have dropped. So for an adult now, instead of 400 micrograms, it's dropped to between 251 and 400. It's now a ticket, so you get an infringement ticket plus demerit points. Over 400, of course, is caught.
Oh, okay. So, and why have those changes been brought into place?
I think it's about time. I think it's in line with the rest of the world.
More than 40 tukutuku panels, many created here in Rotorua, will be shipped to New York this month as they start their journey to the United Nations headquarters, where they will be permanently installed. The woven panels were created by 60 weavers from around the country under the guidance of local artist Christine Wirihana and were commissioned by the former Minister of Māori Affairs, the Honourable Dr. Peter Sharples, following his visit to the UN in 2010. The panels will be installed in the newly refurbished UN building and will enhance New Zealand's former gift of a remu wall presented in 1952. And local artists Jim and Kathy Schuster have had their unique 3-panel curved tukutuku design called Te Ao Huri Huri singled out for the cover of a new booklet outlining the tukutuku project. A small group of the weavers will travel to New York early next year to oversee installation of the panels, which will be unveiled to dignitaries, including New Zealand's permanent representative to the United Nations, Jim McClay, and former Prime Minister Helen Clark, now Administrator of the United Nations Development Programme. In sport tonight, Crankworks Rotorua has gone live online, allowing fans the chance to find some hotly anticipated information to help gear up for the kick-off next year. Crankworks.com/Rotorua will also have the details on what to expect in Rotorua, how to get here, where to stay and how to be part of the action, as well as a whole range of information and videos showcasing what the world's biggest mountain biking festival is all about. Crankworks Rotorua is the 3rd international event for Crankworks, adding to the current festivals in Canada and France. And locals were out on Saturday trying their hand at softball at the Rotorua Central Bay Softball Have a Go Day. Joining the sporting fun was Mayor Steve Chadwick and Rotorua MP Todd McClay.
It's bringing back the code of softball. It's big for Rotorua. It's great to see Puke Te Whenua able to manage this code over summer, and fancy having Tony Giles here from Softball New Zealand. He said if we get our act together locally, he'll bring the back socks here, and that's pretty big for us. So Council, Leanne and the association's got a big job ahead, but we can do it.
Oh, listen, this is a wonderful opportunity for us in Softball New Zealand to work with the new association and get kids down here, and today's just proven that softball in this community is still thriving. We've got a chance now to organise that and get families and community together, and that's a wonderful opportunity for us. So we're delighted to be part of this, we're delighted to be here today, and the chance to bring the community together through sport and wellness is just fantastic.
To your weather update now. Tonight, showers, light winds, overnight a low of 12. Tomorrow Wednesday, fine spells, afternoon showers, light winds, a high of 16 and low of 3. Looking out to Thursday, fine spells, a few showers, southwesterlies for a time, a high of 14 and low of 2. Marine forecast for Lake Rotorua for Wednesday, variable 5 knots becoming northeast 10 knots in the afternoon, turning southeast at night, waves less than half a metre. Showers, some heavy and possibly thundery in the afternoon and evening with poor visibility. Still to come tonight on City News, we meet Daryl Parker, coordinator of Big Brothers and Sisters. Doc Ranger Carolyn Abbott has news of events for Constellation Week, and we have highlights from last week's Rotorua Breast Cancer Trust's Pink Walk. I'm joined now by Daryl Parker, who's the coordinator for Big Brothers Big Sisters Rotorua, which is a new initiative on its way to Rotorua. It's actually not that new, it's been around for a little while internationally, hasn't it?
It has, it's been around for over 100 years.
Oh well,
Yep.
yeah, it's not that new after all, yeah.
It started in the States in 1904.
Wow.
And it started in New Zealand at the end of the 90s, 98, 99.
So how did you get involved?
I've been working with youth for several years in Rotorua, and I always saw it as a big lack, a big need, mentoring. Short-term mentoring available, but Big Brothers Big Sisters does long-term matches, ongoing, so I've been keen on that coming for a long time.
So tell me a little bit about how it works and how intimate a relationship is it? You know, like are you visiting them at their house? Do you meet their family, or is it more about where they're going academically, or you know?
No, it's we're looking for volunteer mentors, so they're just normal people in society who want to give their time to maybe some kids who some of them might not have a dad or a father figure or good male role models, or on the other side, the same for girls. So it's actually matching up, it's a simple match. The person's not there to fix or counsel or be responsible for any of that, just to build a relationship with the child, and within that relationship, as it's ongoing and long term, then all those good positive things will flow out of that.
Do you have a bit of a vetting process around, you know, making those matches, because you're working with potentially vulnerable children?
That's right. So we're very thorough in our screening and vetting. Actually, to get a mentor probably ready to be in a position to make a match will take a couple of months. So in that, there's screening, vetting, interviews, we check with referees, and all of that's to have a complete thoroughness around that. We want both parties to be comfortable, happy and safe.
So you're calling for volunteers at the moment?
That's right. We had a Daily Post article a couple of weeks ago, and I got a big influx of women inquiring. I think I got about 25 inquiries, and 23 were women, 2 men. So really happy with the number of women inquiring. It seems like they're keen to volunteer and make themselves available, but the men may be, for different reasons, a bit slow coming forward. So
what do you think some of those reasons might be? What would they be historically?
Historically, maybe they're worried about that whole safety aspect. As you say, men come under the spotlight, you know, around children for unsafe behaviour, so they may be sensitive about that. Another part, maybe the men I've talked to say, don't know how I'd do that. But I am reminding them that it is just you being you, you know, you don't have to really, in a sense, change who you are, just be who you are and get to know that child.
Nice.
Yeah.
So are you a big brother for some kids around the world?
I have been in the past. Because I'm the coordinator of the service, it's a little bit complicated for me to be an actual big brother, because I'd need to be externally supervised. But I've always tried to mentor, younger guys, and I firmly believe in that. The benefits for me, having been mentored as well in the past, and having mentored young guys, I just see it as really fundamental. Great thing.
So obviously you're excited it's coming to Rotorua.
I am. I'm really excited. I initially just became a part of a steering group to bring it here, and as I looked at what the role was, I got more and more excited about it and applied for the role and was fortunate enough to get it. So I'm very excited.
Oh, great. So when's the first event?
First event, we've got a scavenger hunt coming up. I think it's on, you'll find it on Facebook. We have a local Facebook page, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Rotorua. And you'll see that advertised there, November the 18th, I believe it is. And it's just an event to raise some funds for Big Brothers, Big Sisters and have some fun together, get the name out there. So that's coming up. And we will have an official launch coming up in 2 or 3 weeks' time as well.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
Whereabouts is this launch going to be?
We'll let you know. We've got a board meeting tomorrow. We've got to talk about that, but we'll definitely let you know and invite you along. It'll be good to get that covered as well.
Action stations. So how many young people would you be hoping to touch here in Rotorua? Is the sky the limit?
The sky's the limit. Depends on funding and people being available in my sort of position to do that. I can probably manage 30 or 40 matches, hopefully within a year or two's time. And then from then on, like in other centres now, there are 4 or 5 people, caseworkers working, so they can manage up to 200 cases. So, hey, the sky's the limit as long as the support's there and the funding's there. Yeah.
Right, well, thank you, Daryl. It sounds very exciting, and please do keep us up to date when you have that event. We'd love to be there, and also, follow some of the work as it eventuates over the next few months.
Yeah.
So, just how can people get in touch if they would like to? And don't forget, you men out there.
That's right.
We're looking for males.
Absolutely. I work at the local police station. You can come down to the front desk and ask for me. You can contact me by email on daryl.parker, that's DARRYL, at bigbrothersbigsisters.org.nz. So, yeah, get in touch. Find us on Facebook and you can get in contact as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time. Well done, and congratulations on bringing it here. Look forward to seeing what the go is.
Great.
Kia ora.
Awesome. Thanks very much. Kia ora.
We're in the midst of Conservation Week, and there are a number of wonderful activities for you all to get involved in. Caroline Abbott is here to, just let us know what they are. Hey, Caroline.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Let's talk about conservation itself. What is conservation?
Conservation is looking after our land and the plants and animals that are in there, looking after our natural heritage, which is a beautiful part of the world, and we're looking after it and making it last for future generations.
Okay, and is that why Conservation Week is important? What does it do?
So Conservation Week is an annual campaign. This is the 45th year that we've run it. This year's theme is Discover Your Local Treasures, so it's an opportunity to get out on areas that are close to your house, on your doorstep in fact, and build a connection with the land and the plants and animals that are there.
So it's really about preserving all those natural gems we have.
Yeah, and recognising their beauty, celebrating how lucky we are to live in this part of the world.
How long has Conservation Week been running for?
45 years. So this is the first year I've been involved with Conservation Week, but there's been a lot of activities and a lot of years and a lot of memories made.
Oh, let's talk about some of the organisations that are backing Conservation Week and the activities that they actually have.
Definitely. We are really lucky. We have some great volunteer community groups in our area. At the weekends during Conservation Week, the Mount Nongata Bush Restoration Trust are at the Violet Boddington Reserve. They're doing a family-friendly quiz. You can win some chocolate fishes, so it's always a good opportunity to go along and walk the Nongata Nature Loop. The Kaharoa Kokaka Trust are at the library this week, and they're having a presentation about their work, and they're really active. They help maintain the Kaharoa Kokaka Track, which is a beautiful walk. There's also the Rotorua Ecological Trust that do great work around Kokako, and there's just so many to choose from. The Rotorua Tramping and Skiing Club recently did a walk at the Tarawera Trail, which was fantastic. We are so lucky to have such an active community.
Oh, now let's talk about the community and what they can get involved in. What activities are there for them?
We've got lots to choose from, and most of them don't have a time constraint, so you've got lots of opportunity during Conservation Week and beyond. So we've got a photography competition. There's 2 passes to Rotorua canopy tours up for grabs. So free to enter. You just go on a nice walk on a track that's associated with dock. So there's campsites to choose from. There's tracks, trails and reserves. Take a picture of either yourself or some of the plants or animals you find there and submit them into myself at the dock office, and you could win those passes.
Wow.
We've also got a geocaching trail which has been put out especially for Conservation Week, and a conservation themed pub quiz this coming Thursday at the Pig and Whistle.
So you mentioned a geocaching trail, but what is geocaching? And I heard something about an app.
Okay, so geocaching is an international phenomenon. There's 9 million followers across the world. So for Conservation Week, we've placed what's known as caches on some tracks and trails. You use GPS coordinates to find them, and inside the caches are some little incentives. We've got some vouchers from Rotorua Rafting, from Kaituna Kayaks, from the Kiwi Encounter. So most smartphones, you can download an app called the geocaching app. It's free to download, and you can take that to your track and trail, put in the coordinates which are available on the dock website, and go and find these caches.
So what's their kōkako awareness?
Kōkako are beautiful birds. We're really lucky to have them in our area. They are threatened, and it's due to the great work of groups such as the Kaharoa Kōkako Track that we are really trying to look after these birds. So throughout Conservation Week, there are call flute kōkako around the CBD, just to raise a bit of awareness of this beautiful bird. If you can name 3 businesses that are displaying a kōkako in their window, you can go to Capers and you can list those three shops and get a $10 voucher. Limited, not everybody, but the first 10 people can go and enjoy cake and coffee.
Wow. And so do businesses often jump in and get on board with the Conservation Week?
It's something that the partnerships team, as part of DOC, are trying to build relationships with not just businesses but the wider community in iwi, and to try and grow conservation.
Okay. And so conservation, we've already touched on it, is about preserving the land, but it must be really important, especially in our day and time with the growth of a city, with growth
Definitely.
of... Yeah.
And I think conservation isn't necessarily something that's restricted to the bush. It's something that even in the CBD, even in our own homes, we can be involved in. So it really affects everybody.
If anyone out there is interested, because how would you not be interested with all those activities that you can get involved in?
Yep.
Where can they find out more information?
So the DOC website is fantastic. There's a lot of resources on there, but for Conservation Week, www.conservationweek.org.nz.
Oh, thank you so very much, Carolyn. There you go. As I said, lots of fun, lots of activities in Rotorua for Conservation Week. Go check out the website.
Images there from last week's Rotorua Breast Cancer Trust's Pink Walk. If you have a news event TV Rotorua can support, call our office and talk with one of the team on 0734 88984 or email news@tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for watching tonight. From all the team here at City News, or Māori.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News on TV Rotorua was proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.